Hello guys, it's been 123 and I'm back with another r/entitled parents video, and today I have 3 stories for you guys. One is about a sick EK who is forced to go outside because his mother made him. Second is about an entitled parent who tries to take advantage of another kid's kindness. And lastly, is surprise, is about a mother who stops her child from trying to be entitled and stealing money. And as always, I have a hidden quote in my video. The first person to type it in the comments gets a free heart. Let's get straight into the video. This one's titled, "Thank God my mother was not an EM." The other day, while going through this thread, I remember an incident that happened when I was a child and made me appreciate the fact that my mother was not an EM. I was in a supermarket with my mother and there was a family in front of us who was paying with cash. The man in the front of us dropped his money and everybody bent over to help pick his money up. I picked up a £2 coin. I can remember thinking that I didn't want to give it back and thought that I should keep it. To put it into context, I was only about 5 to 6 years old when this happened, so this is probably the reason why I behaved the way I did, and so you don't think I'm a spoiled brat. Then the family in front of us realized that I had picked it up. They looked at me wanting for me to give it back. I looked at them, then down at the coin, up at them again, and then at my mother. I asked, "Mummy, is this my money now?" My mum pulled the money out of my hand, gave it back to the man in front of us and said, "It's not yours." My mother didn't tolerate any of my bull poop. This one's titled, "EP lets sick kid loose on cruise, ruins everyone's vacation." So, this happened a while ago. I'm going on another cruise soon and I was sharing old stories and realized this might make a good one to post on Reddit. Not sure if it's exactly under entitled parents, so apologies if it doesn't belong here. Another sorry for the length and that there's no dialogue. I can't remember too much and it's more the situation that went out of hand and what the parent did than what the parent said. This is my first post here. I hope you enjoy. 2 or 3 years ago, I went on a cruise with my mother and my friend, with his mother. We grew up together as our families are really close, so we're practically like siblings. This was an 8-day cruise, departing from NYC, going around the Caribbean, and then going back up. The ship was one of the really nice/famous ones, with tons of restaurants, pools, water slides, etc. It had a capacity of over 2,000 guests. On the second day, our parents made friends with another group of families, and we decided to head out together that day. Once the boat pulled into port, we met at breakfast to plan the day. There was quite a few families with younger kids, and of course all young kids left to their own discretion at open buffet were wild and kinda gross. Later on, I overheard one parent, EP, complaining to someone about their kid. Apparently, the kid wasn't feeling well and hadn't wanted to come, but EP didn't want to leave him behind to laze around in their room as they had spent so much money to go out and have fun. I didn't think of it as something too serious, so we carried on. Around halfway through the day, while hiking in the middle of nowhere on some small mountain, I started having serious stomach cramps. They got to the point where I would have to stop and breathe every 10 minutes or so. My mom and friend decided to leave the rest of the group to help me back to where our tour bus was waiting. As I was clearly in no condition to continue hiking, it took us a while since I was in so much pain. But eventually we got back on the bus where I could attempt to sleep and wear it off. We assumed I had gotten food poisoning/ate something bad. What I hadn't known and found out later was that the fucking kid from earlier wasn't just not feeling well. He had a norovirus. Symptoms include severe vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, muscle aches, fever, and fatigue/lethargy. It can last days, which doesn't seem long, but keep in mind that it was an 8-day cruise and is extremely contagious, especially in close quarters. Well, guess what? What just happened to be in a closed-off ship with thousands of people with open buffets just waiting to be contaminated. By the next day, 3rd, I wasn't the only one not feeling well. Everyone in our room had got it. My mum, my friend, his mum. There was a small line in front of the clinic by the time we got there. including a couple of families who went on a hike with us. Literally everyone suffering from similar symptoms. The medical staff gave us some sort of Tylenol-esque medication and told us to stay in our room for the next while, so we didn't pass it to anyone else. We listened to them. EP did not. EP continued to take their kid around the water slides, buffets, shows. Despite everyone warning her not to, her son was still very much sick, but she wanted him to have the best experience on his first ever cruise. On the 4th day, word of mouth told me that it was quickly spreading. The cruise started offering free movies and in-room catering for those who were sick, in a futile attempt to keep them in their rooms. Live shows were cancelled because even the performers were getting sick. On the 5th day, the cruise announced that they would not dock the ship at the stop of the day. Local authorities had heard of the outbreak and forbade us from entering the port. Everyone was in a lot of pain. I could barely hold down water without throwing up, felt dizzy if I did as much as stand up, and just in general felt like utter absolute poop. I had Tylenol and rest though, and by around the 6th day, both my friend and I were well on the mend. We dared to spend a few minutes outside. No open windows in the room made us crave fresh air. The population outside was decimated. If you've never been on a cruise before, it's like a mall on Boxing Day. There are people everywhere, talking and laughing and eating and doing whatever you do on a cruise. But that day, the ship was almost empty, other than some employees wearing gloves and face masks and a few lucky stragglers. We probably saw around 100 to 200 people in comparison to the 2,000 person capacity. In order to have a good time, EP let her kids spread the virus to almost everyone on the ship. There is no vaccine for neurovirus, so literally nobody could have been safe. Not to mention cruise ships always have many retired elderly with lower immunity levels. She didn't just ruin literally everyone's vacation, she put people at genuine risk as well. I don't think her son should have been allowed to board the ship in the first place if they had known he was sick, as I believe there are some regulations about bringing contagious disease into a closed environment. First off, straight off the bat, I know I butchered a few words because, you know, as good as I am at science, I am horrible at English and pronunciation. So like, yeah, I have no clue what these diseases are. So I butchered them. But really, I kind of feel bad for the mum in that point and the son. I know that they should have not went out, but like, they spent good money. I blame the cruise ship. Because how much you want to bet that if they even said that the son was ill, they were not going to give their money back? And how much do you want to bet that even after all of this, no one got even a bit of compensation? The thing that really hit me the most was, I would have not felt sorry for the mom. Like, come on, you made it, like, you spent so much money, of course you're going to want your kid to enjoy it. But the old people thing hit me. I'd feel bad if, like, you know, they dropped, you know, like they hit the deck and never got back up. I'm gonna get roasted for that. Oh my gosh, I can't put that in. I'm so sorry if anyone's elderly or something and you got offended by this. Who am I kidding? At least one person will get offended and dislike the video and be like, I unsub to you, I hate you. This one's titled, EB takes advantage of kindness. Sorry if there's a lot of typos, as I'm a mobile user at this moment. So, being Indian, of course, we have guests at our home, parents usually being the exact opposite of EP. Instead of taking a bunch of poop, they give a bunch of poop, so keep that in mind. So, one day, my mum invites people over. I knew about this, so I was prepared. And turns out to be the one family you related to but hate, if you know what I mean. As a normal host would, my mum invites them to sit while she makes some coffee and gets snack. Indian version, of course. So teas and like dry biscuits. And tells the kids to come up and play with me. At the time, I was playing MOB, Mob of the Dead, and BO2, Black Ops 2. This was over my winter break of 2018 to 2019, and I told him he couldn't play this game, but after I would let him play Fortnite, and he was extremely reasonable for a 9 to 10 year old. My friends I was playing with overheard me talking to Kay. I'm assuming you already know the abbreviation, and they said they would come along too and maybe get a win with Kay. Now comes the main part of the story. As we get into Fortnite, K sees that I have skins, as he is a default, and I just respond with a yeah. I hand the controller over to him, he plays the first game, and they manage it to top 40. Now, before playing his first game, he never said we'll take turns, cause he wants to be nice since I'm letting him play. My turn comes, he sees I have a Season 2 skin. I'm playing Season 1 player, but I didn't play during Halloween, just the last 1 to 2 weeks of Seasons 1, but still counts, and gets really excited. K, nice skin. Me, thanks. K, can I play with that skin when it's my turn? Me, yeah, of course, just don't gift it to yourself. It was a joke as gifting wasn't available at the time. We continue to play until he wants to leave and he tells his mum how much fun he had playing, and I could tell where this was going. EP, hey, name K. Had a fun time. You think you could let us have your Xbox as an early Christmas present? Me, no, sorry, but I want to keep this. I can buy K some games if you buy him a system. EP, you little bitch. You're in high school and you go to Eastern Tech, the best school in my county and pretty high up there, nationwide, top 100 I think. You should focus on your studies. Let K have some fun this weekend. Me, no, I won't. As I said, I'll buy him some games, but I won't give him my Xbox, and it's winter break. I don't have to study. EP, shut up, study extra then. She tries to grab my Xbox, which mind you I paid $200 of my own money to get, not to mention my headset controller. I keep the one they give you as a spare, so I was pissed. Me, let go of my Xbox, you poop, it's fragile. EP, no, it's mine now. Your mother said if we needed anything, we can just take it, and K needs this. K, Mom, stop, I have a PS4 to play on. Me, see, you already have a game for K, now give mine back. She reluctantly drops it and nearly breaks it. After they left, I told my mum what happened and she said EP gave her $100 more than the money EP owed my mum, so she gave it to me. I don't know, EP owed my mum money, but it turned out okay. All the dialogue was translated by yours truly, so it might not make sense, but I tried. I have another story about K and EP, so let me know if you want to see it. And this is why I hate Asians. Oh, I can imagine all the people getting triggered. But I don't mean all Asians, I just mean the specific kind. And I'm talking about the Indian, Bangladesh, Pakistani area. Not all of them. I just feel like they have some horrible attitude, fam. Like, my mom gives them stuff for like stuff that we don't use, fair enough, but they'll still at you. It was like, at you. Like, I remember my cousin from Bangladesh. She was mad that my dad gave an old phone, because she wanted an iPhone. I'm just like, bitch, pay for yourself. Moral of the story, if you get anything, just take it. Don't complain because you can sell it. Because now she doesn't get anything from us and she still wears my sister's old clothes, even though it was from when she was like 12 and she's a 6-foot giant who has big clown feet. Talking about my cousin, not my sister. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.